Welcome to another Dojo topic. Today we are talking about surrender, the art of surrender. Again, we meet live every Tuesday. If you're unable to join us live, I'm so happy that you have found this video. And in the meantime, last week we talked about from survival to sovereignty, awaken the energy within. If you were unable to join us live or have not yet seen the video, I will put a link to that video at the end of this video. Today's topic, we're talking about the art of surrender. Stop fighting, start flowing. Have you ever had someone say, just surrender to the experience, just surrender, stop fighting things? And you're wondering, like, well, how am I going to do that? If I don't fight for what I want, how am I going to make it happen? If you've ever thought about that or along those lines, this might be exactly the topic that you're looking for. Now, let's think about this because in the dojo, we practice mastery of our energy, our awareness, our inner self. Today's practice is about one of the most misunderstood forms of power, the power of surrender. Surrender is not giving up or settling or even accepting crumbs from life. Surrender is the art of releasing resistance so the higher intelligence within you can lead. Surrender is not to the situation. It is to the self behind the situation. You're not surrendering to what you don't want. You're surrendering to the deeper truth of who you are. The part of you that's not scared, not frantic, not gripping. Surrender is an energetic softening that says, I trust the greater current operating in my life more than I trust the fear. When you surrender, you step out of the dualistic fight, the pushing, the clenching, the protecting, and you embrace awareness where everything becomes workable. Imagine you're standing in a river. The current is strong and you're pushing with all your strength against the flow because you don't want to be taken downstream. Your legs are shaking, your body is tired. You keep thinking, I can't let this happen. I have to control this. That is resistance. That's you pushing against what you don't want. Now imagine you stop fighting. You soften your body. You take a deep breath. You let the river hold you. You're not surrendering to being swept away. You're not accepting defeat or saying this unwanted situation is okay. You are surrendering to the higher current that's already carrying you somewhere wiser. You're surrendering to life's intelligence, your inner guidance, the divine orchestration at work, the energy that knows the way even when your mind doesn't, the possibility that says something better is unfolding. Surrender is not about the circumstance. It's about loosening your grip on the illusion of control. When you surrender, you shift from, I must fight this, to, I trust where I'm being guided. The river hasn't changed. You have. And from that softened state, that next aligned step becomes obvious. Your energy is free again. Clarity returns. That is surrender. Not giving up, giving over to the wiser flow that's already supporting you. Imagine standing in the water, fighting the current. You're tired, you're bracing, you're trying to control everything. Then you let go, not into the chaos, but into the support, into the wiser flow that already knows where you're meant to go. Surrender is trusting the water more than your fear of movement. When you just stand there and surrender, the water flows around you. There's no fighting needed. There's no force needed. You're being effortless. Notice when you're gripping. Pay attention to the tightening, forcing, overthinking, replaying, clenching. Pause and breathe. Place a hand on your chest or your belly. Drop your shoulders. Breathe in. Whisper to yourself, I release the fight. I choose the flow. Let the next step reveal itself. Don't reach. Don't hustle. Let it arise. You'll know when it does. You will feel this immense feeling of happiness and joy and calmness and peace. Ask yourself, where in my life am I trying to control an outcome because I don't trust the next chapter? What would shift if I surrendered to my fear instead of my desire? Surrender doesn't lower your power, it amplifies it. When you stop gripping, you realign the intelligence of your soul, and that is where miracles happen. Whether you're tired of holding on to what you don't want or craving something you haven't received, the doorway is always the same. Surrender. Surrender isn't giving up. Surrender is releasing resistance so you can receive what's already meant for you. Think of the thing you want most. You don't have it because on some level you're resisting it by telling yourself you don't have it. Pause and notice that space between having and not having. What does that space feel like for you? Is it tight, hopeful, heavy, open? That space is your point of power where surrender can happen. Every time you say, I want it so badly, it's not here yet. Why is it taking so long? Instead of surrendering, you're reinforcing the energy of not having. Instead, surrender to already having it. Walk like you have it. Talk like you have it. Act like you have it. Let your energy match the reality that you desire. Embody your desire with your thoughts, your speech, your mannerisms. Remember, what you're thinking and what you're saying out loud, you're putting energetic vibrational frequencies out into the universe, and that is what you're going to pull back to you. So, how are you putting that out into the universe? Are you putting that out in a joyful, happy mannerism? Or are you trying to convince yourself that something's going on that's out of your control or a reason that you don't deserve to be happy and joyful? What is the energy you're using here? Let your mannerisms align with the version of you that's already received everything that you want. Surrender expands possibility because when you surrender, you stop trying to force life with a limited mind. You open yourself up to limitless possibilities. Speak it into being. Practice saying, I surrender to the new car. I surrender to the better health. I surrender to loving relationships. I surrender to prosperity, more money, abundance. I surrender. I allow all of this to happen in the most divine way possible. I surrender. You've held it away long enough. So whisper to yourself, I've tried to hold it away from myself long enough. I am done resisting my good. See yourself like a river swirling all around you. You don't force the river, you flow with it. Bruce Lee used to say, be like water, my friend. Allow the water to flow around you. Allow the water to be the movement that you are. Easy, effortless, flowing. Flow with it. When you surrender, you let the desire wash over you through your heart, through your senses, through your entire being. Create a total sensory experience by feeling it in your body, seeing it in your mind, hearing the inner conversation of already having it, tasting and touching the energy of the reality that you desire. Surrender transforms you. You stop chasing the desire and you become the version of yourself who lives it, breathes it, smells it. When you surrender, you are no longer pushing. You are allowing the highest form of trust. The moment you shift your internal state, life shifts to meet you. Your energy becomes a magnet. Walk through your day as the woman who already has what she desires. Let that energy be your new normal. The art of surrender is softening, trusting, allowing, receiving. Choose one desire today. Say it out loud to yourself. I surrender to having it. Feel the river carry you. Feel it swirling all around you. Whenever you feel doubt or tension, return to surrender. Return to the river. Return to the flow. Look at this picture. The water is gently flowing. And if it comes up against a rock or the side of the river, it doesn't try to fight the side of the river. It doesn't try to fight the rocks. It simply flows in and around. Be like the water. Allow yourself to flow, surrender, enjoy. Surrender until the desire is no longer separate from you, until you are living it, until you are being it. Allow it to melt into you. Surrender isn't a whisper of defeat. It's a roar of alignment. It's the moment you stop gripping the old self and open your hands to receive the life that's been waiting for you. In surrender, you are not smaller. You are limitless. You merge with the flow, the guidance, the intelligence that has always been supporting you. Stand in that power. Breathe in that power. Become that power because you already are that power. Allow yourself to be that power. Because when you surrender fully, you don't just get what you desire. You become the woman who calls it in effortlessly. Ah, breathe that in. How easy or difficult is it for you to surrender? And what does the word bring up for you? Because if you have a preconceived definition of the word surrender, I know I did. I was like, no, I have fought my way and clawed my way to get to where I am. Surrender, no. To me, that meant giving up. But it's not about giving up. When you surrender, you're just allowing. Okay, I don't know what the next step is. I'm going to surrender to a higher power, that power that can bring it to me effortlessly, easily, because I am allowing that surrender to happen. If you'd like any kind of support with this information, visit me at masteringyourbeliefs.com. In the meantime, this is Nancy Mueller, the one and only Life Sensei, saying ciao for now.